And good morning, Minecraft. This is Mr. Keserian. Oh, there's a skeleton in my house. As I was saying, this is Mr. Keserian, and welcome to another episode of my Let's Play series. So in between this episode and last, I went on a bit of an adventure, as you guys can see. Did a good amount of work here. Let me make sure this is working fine. Yes, it is. And how is everyone today? Good, I hope. Okay, good. Fantastic. So today, we're going to be working on... I'm thinking we're going to be doing some AE work. Let me put away some of my loot from this adventure. Actually, pull that. We'll just dump this all into my ender chest. Got a fair amount of bees, actually, from that adventure. My shift key's doing weird stuff again. There we go. Drop that into there. Let's just clean up the rest of my inventory a little bit. Got a portal spawner from a chest. Very exciting. Drop all this stuff off. Okay, good. Alright, got a fair number of bees and some other stuff, but that's not what we're going to work on today. What we'll be working on today is the beginning of our Applied Energistics system. Whoa. As you can see, I got a good amount of junk. Let's sort this. That zinc can all go into the refiner. Bunch of bees. Got some combs. That's a good sign. Got some cobalt ore. That's a very good sign. Some nether quartz. That's good. We'll be needing that. I should have... I guess it's not being pulled out of this thing yet. Some quartz crystals in that. Okay. So, Applied Energistics. Those of you who have seen my Let's Plays know that I recently discovered Applied Energistics and kind of fell in love with it, to be honest with you. It's an amazing system. Oh, I have a bunch of stuff to cook up. It's a quite frankly amazing mod that's tagline is stacking the unstackable. And that is exactly what Applied Energistics is. It allows you to stack stuff that, well, normally can't be stacked. You can see our smeltery system is working wonderfully. That's good. So what it does is it operates on the principle... I added some more of these. Don't know if I showed you guys that. I think I did. Okay, that thing, I swear, it's pointing down. But I swear that if I wrench it around here, right... It's outputting in the correct direction now. I don't know. It's rotational stuff with IC2's gotten a little bit funky lately. You guys saw my centrifuge go into production. That's good. Okay. So what it does is it converts items to energy and stores them as data for you to pull them out later. But to work this system, the first thing we're going to need... Oops. Technically that gold should have gone into the other thing, but that's okay. We're fine with that. Resort. And let's see here. The first thing we're going to need is what's called a controller. And to make that, ME controller, we're going to need some Fluix crystal, nether quartz, redstone, and Certus quartz. Well, that's good. We need 4 of it, right? So let's get, we got the nether quartz, we got our Certus quartz, and we got our redstone. So let's make ourselves some of this Fluix dust, shall we? So we need 4 of these, some of this, and some of this. We need 4. And this gets us our Fluix crystal. Nice. Okay, and then we're going to have to make one of these, an ME Advanced Processor, which is a processor assembly and a quartz cutting knife. Now I could use regular quartz or nether quartz. What the... How did you... Where did you even... Where are you guys coming from? Check that out later, I guess. Magical dust, gems, metals. Okay, let's go over here. And grab some of the massive amounts of iron we have. Okay, so... What was I doing again? ME controller. Okay, so let's actually use our nether quartz for this, shall we? We have more of it. And I'd rather use what we have the most of versus what we have the least of. Duh. if that's a question. Okay. So we need a quartz cutting knife, and then we're going to need, what do we need? Silicon. Now, silicon we get, if I go into this recipe chain again, from cooking up nether quartz or Certus quartz dust. Okay, that's fairly simple. But I think I have the most of my nether quartz by a fraction. Yeah. So why don't I take this 32, grab another whole stack of nether quartz, and why don't I grind up that nether quartz into nether quartz dust? Which will take me a little bit of time, obviously, because this automatic macerator is nothing except for painfully bloody slow. But for right now, we'll only need one piece of it, which is a good thing, right? Right. We have all of this stuff over here still. Oh, we got our hardened glass finally. That's nice. And I think I already got one of you. There we go. We need to make a second electrical furnace. That's okay. We're going to just drop that there and swap it out like this. Okie dokie. Any second now, we should get our silicon. Nice. And we're going to need a fair bunch of that, so that's fine. Okay, so now that we're back down here, we need an advanced processor assembly, which means we're going to have to burn a diamond. Not like we don't have a fair number of them, all right? So it's a diamond, some silicon, and some redstone with our quartz cutting knife. Gets us an advanced processor assembly. Now, the advanced processor assembly then has to be cooked in a furnace. And this is why I was saying earlier that I'm going to have to make a second furnace for myself. Put that there, put this up here. Yeah, we're going to need a second furnace. And we get... Oh, right, because Greg Tech does that thing where our ME advanced processor. Okay. Now all we need to do is put our processor in the middle, our fluix crystal on the sides of it, like that, and some iron for a casing. We get ourselves an ME controller. Now we're going to put our controller back here, simply because it's easier. I'm just going to drop it right here. It requires IC2 power. Energy units used, 6 units per tick. Energy units convert to EU at a rate of 2 EU per energy unit. So this is using 3 energy units. It's not bad. Now, ME is at its core about auto crafting and storage. If you guys remember logistics pipes from 1.2.5 or the more recent versions that are open source, it's pretty powerful. It functions in a lot of ways like logistics system with item storage. So to store items, the first thing we're going to make is what's called an ME drive. ME drive. 2 basic processors, some iron, and a chest. Okay, those basic processors, processor assembly, gold, and silicon. It's not too shabby. Let's see how much silicon we have cooked up. We're going to be needing quite a bit of it today. Come over here. Plate bending, automatic compressor, alloy smelter, industrial centrifuge. Over in here. We have 8 nether quartz dust so far. Ooh. We're definitely working quite a bit of it. Let's swap that out and drop this back in there. I wish I'd had the foresight to do this off camera, but oh well. And we wait. And I'll be back once we have some of this stuff done. And we're back. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get some gold out of here. We need 2 of those basic assemblies, which is 2 gold, 2 silicon, some redstone, and our quartz cutting knife. Gets us 2 of these assemblies. Nice. Let's run back up here for a minute. I'm really going to have to just bake another manual one to go over here somewhere. And we should start getting 1 in a couple seconds. 2. There we go. Now we need a chest. I have a bunch of chests scattered around, but I think I have some of my tech resources. Yes, I do. 2 chests. Perfect. And we need some glass as well. Do I have any regular glass around here somewhere? Yes, I do. So what the ME drive does is it basically stores something called storage cells. And I'll show you in a little bit what that means. Just need 1 chest, didn't I? And then some... Oops. Some glass, a chest. Excuse me. What? Okay, apparently my clicking is going a little haywire today. And we get an ME drive. Beautiful. Now, all ME network systems have to be connected to each other. They either have to be touching themselves or another part of the network. So for this, we're just going to stick our ME drive right down there, and you'll see it is connected. We are now using 8 energy units with another 2 for the ME drive. Now, this isn't going to do anything. It has space for these what are called storage cells, and we don't have any storage cells yet. So let's look at storage. Okay. We have 16, 1, 4. It goes 1, 4, 16, 32. The 1K is one of these storage cells, Certus quartz, and a basic processor. And let's make a 16. Now the 16K is a storage cluster for these storage blocks, which are storage segments. The storage segments are stored. Did I look up the 16 and 16? Let's do the 4K. Storage segment is 3 storage cells, ME basic processor. So we're going to need 4 of these storage cells, right? Storage segment is 3 storage cells. Okay, so let's make 3 of these storage cells. We need 4 basic processors. Whew. This is complex. Well, it's not that bad, actually. You do end up burning a lot of this quartz up, though. So, let's make 3 of these 4 basic processor assemblies. Like so. And put our cutting knife on top. 4 basic processor assemblies. Nice. Let's get these guys cooked up, shall we? Now, as you can tell, this is quite an involved process here. Especially once you get up into higher tiers where, just show you guys the 64 storage crafting chain. Cluster, 3 blocks, 3 segments, 3 cells. Wow. Bit expensive, isn't it? But don't worry, we have a way we can improve this later on. As a matter of fact, our method of improving it is this system has auto crafting in it. And we are nowhere close to getting to auto crafting. Seriously, we are nowhere close to that. We'll get there eventually, don't worry. Okay, so let me look at what is required here. All right, so we're trying to do 4Ks, which means we need 3 of these storage cells. Okay. You know what? Why don't I do this at an actual crafting table? Let me get a little bit more glass on me. So tech resources, right? No, it's in standard resources. Let's get our glass out. Let's throw this hardened glass in here because we don't need it right now. Silver dust. Why is that actually in my inventory and not being smelted? Eesh. That should be smelting. There we go. Okay. Now, we have the redstone, the processors, iron. Okay. Oh, I don't have any of the actual dusts on me. Ugh. Let's just pull a stack out of there. As you can see, it's putting quite a dent in our supply of the actual crystals. But that's okay. So let's look at storage cell. Shift click. 1, 2, 3 of those. Okay, now that we have 3 storage cells, we can look at the 4K storage. Shift. Oh, right, because I need to have a segment. Storage segment. Shift click, pull one out. Now let's look at the 4K storage itself. Shift-click, pull it out. Now what we can do is we can run over here. By the way, that shift-clicking, best thing ever. And we can throw this storage drive into our ME drive. But we can't access it. How do we actually get to access it? Well, that's a little bit more complicated. And what that's going to mean is we're going to come up through here like that. And what we're going to craft is an access terminal. So I need a conversion matrix, which is another basic processor. Oich. So let's run back down here. Metals and ores. Let's get a gold ingot out. And let's look at the access terminal, conversion matrix, basic processor assembly. Right, which I can't do because I'm not actually at the crafting table. Oy. Nope, not that. This, that, shift click. What are we missing? We have our silicon, we have our gold. Oh, because of the damage value on the... Yes. So we get our basic processor assembly. Let's take that over to be cooked up, shall we? In the meantime, we need to get some of this Fluix dust. Yeah, Fluix dust. How does that stuff work? Well, quite simply, we need some of our nether quartz dust. How is this... No, because I pull it into my... Okay. So we need some of that Fluix dust. And let me open up my macerator again, and let me put some more nether quartz in there. So the Fluix dust, all right. Nether quartz, Certus quartz, and redstone. Okay, so we need some Certus quartz dust as well. We have a little bit of it, but not much. So let me grab some more redstone out of here. And let me see if I have any more Certus quartz dust. Okay. We're going to make up a bunch of this stuff right now. Redstone, nether quartz, Certus quartz. Boom. Okay. Now we have some Fluix dust. So, what were we doing again? ME access conversion matrix. Okay. Now we need that basic processor assembly. In the in-character mode of this mod, though that Fluix dust, Certus dust, whatever it's called, is basic. The conversion matrix is what actually converts your... Let's shift-click that into there, pull that out. It's what converts your items into energy. So let's look at our access terminal. Now we need some ME cabling. Let's shift-click. Ah. Why didn't it... Oh, because it didn't... Shift-click. Not at a crafting table. I'll get used to this, don't worry. Shift-click. Shift-click that all out. Now, with my access terminal, I should be able to shift-click. I should be able to click, I guess. We have our conversion matrix. We have that. Oh, I'm missing glass. That's what I'm missing. For heaven's sakes. I'm running out of everything today. Where would glass have wound up? I probably shoved it in one of these chests without really paying attention to it. Either I'm actually out of glass, which is a terrifying thought, by the way. Out of glass? I can't be out of glass. Apparently, I'm out of glass. Huh. Dirt. Gravel. And this is sand. Okay. Apparently we're cooking stuff up. I am never going to get this ore processing done completely, apparently. Yoink. I'm kind of getting through it. We'll get through it eventually, I guess. So let's store... 4, I guess. Oi. Yeah, I know. This is not the most entertaining thing you guys ever watched. But, look, see how much rubber we have. Yay! We're macerating up our nether quartz. I just need 4 of it. There we go. All right, let's get back over to that crafting table and we can do this. Okay, ME access terminal. Shift click and pull it right out. We have ourselves some ME cable to go along with it. Not a lot, but we have some. So let's go up here and let's actually put it in right here. Now, if we open it, it's not going to do anything. Unable to communicate with controller. Why? Well, we need to connect some power to it. Well, not necessarily power. But what we need to do is run some ME cabling into it like that. And now it's connected to the controller. We're using 5 EU per tick, which isn't an issue. We have our lava generators back there, which we will upgrade eventually, don't worry. So, let's take a look. ME access terminal. Sweet. Now what we can do is we can put items in, and they're accessible through the ME network. Nice. Now if you looked at that cell and the information on it, it can store a certain amount of data, okay? It can store 63 types of items and 4096 bytes. Power is a 2, remember? So the actual limit on it tends to be types more than it is bytes used. So what we're going to do is we are going to go and we're going to put in, we're going to do something else first. We're going to make an ME pre-formatter. Partition editor, excuse me. So we need another conversion matrix and some other stuff. What this device will do is it'll allow us to specify what types of items we want to allow inside each unit. Okay? And we are actually going to have 2 different types. Let's do that and that. We're actually going to have 2 different types of storage cells for right now. Just to demonstrate, we're going to have 1 cell for dusts and gems, and we're going to have 1 cell that will just be for metals. Okay? So, let's go into the access terminal. Well, we'll have 2. 1 for dusts and gems, and then 1 that'll just be for miscellaneous. Actually, we don't need that yet, do we? No, we actually don't. Okay. So what we're going to do, because I realize that because of the Greg Techery, we don't need nearly as much storage as I thought I did. Well, we don't want to partition it out so much yet. Let's shift-click that in there. Let's sort my inventory here. Okay. So let me start transferring these items over, and I'll be right back once I do that. Alright, so I just did off camera was I got myself another storage cell. And what we're going to make is a crafting monitor. Crafting terminal. Should have everything I need. Oh, except for a crafting table. Derp. Derp, 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 derp. Okay. Let me go back over here. Unprocessed. Check resources. Resources. Oh, I have some right in my inventory. Derp. Derp, 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 derp. What the crafting table will allow me to do is have a crafting table and an ME access terminal in the same block. Yoink. So let's take a look at it, shall we? Now I hope this is the version. Just plop that down there. Yes, okay. So now if I drop all of this stuff into my inventory, conversion matrix, we should be able to get, what I'm trying to get is an import bus. Just a basic import bus. ME interface. Click. It does show up. Import bus. Shift click. Okay. But to get there, I need first to get myself an import. So shift click that. I forgot to put the glass in. All right, let's try this again. Click that. Shift click that. We are missing our ME cable. We get ourselves an ME interface. Nice. Let's put all of that back. Let's put our wood planks in the network. Basic import bus. Let's get ourselves a sticky piston, which is a piston, which requires me to shift click. We don't have any cobble in the network. Whoops. So we get ourselves a piston. And I don't think I have anything... Yeah, well, I can get it this way. No, I can't. All right, hold on. I actually do have some plant balls. Not plant balls, what are they called? Biological. I have some slime balls over here. So let me do this. And this, and this gets us a sticky piston. Okay, much better. Bum, bum, bum. So now if I go over here and I click import bus, I should be able to shift click. Put my interface, my sticky piston, and my ME cable right there. Okay, so what the basic import bus does is if I get down underneath this thing, right? Go over. Okay, and I put down some ME cable just like this and connect it to my network like that. And then I just put my import bus like that. What you should see happening is all the items that are in here are being pulled out and into my ME network. Now it's going to take a little bit of time for this to happen because the import bus is kind of slow. Doesn't even have an interface I can open. Now I could transform it into a precision import bus with one of those pieces of ME cable, but I don't think that's really necessary at the moment. Okay? And my processing is still manual, but that's mostly because I'm trying to conserve resources, because I don't have that many resources going on here yet. Okay? So if I enable this thing again, we should see the cooking start to happen. And now I'm pretty certain this will actually keep up with the rest of my network. I hope. So let me go back around here and down here. And probably after I finish this episode, I'm going to rewire all of that stuff in the back. But I will be right back, guys. Alright, so we're about to end the episode. What I'm going to be showing you guys next is something called a storage bus. Okay? And what this does is it's a way to take a system like this one, where you have items being stored in non-ME components, and shift them to be stored in ME components. So, what we're going to do is we're going to break this thing, and don't worry about it, okay? Because see, did it? Where did it go? Huh. That's a little bit weird. It should have dropped into my inventory. Instead, it just disappeared. I'll be right back, guys. Alright, I found it. So if you notice, it actually says it contains 50,000 cobblestone. Now, if I take this over here, right, and I'm going to put this right up here, like that. And I'm going to cut it around behind it. We're going to run our cable up like this. And we're going to put, if I can get in here... Nope. Alright, get out of my way. We're going to put our storage bus on like that. And what we're going to tell it is you're storing that. Now, let me get this out of the way. And I'm going to tell your priority is 1. Because you should be the only thing coming into my network. Okay. Now, I'm going to run this thing like that. And what we should see happening is that this computer now has access to all of the cobblestone. Literally, all of the cobblestone. Now, also, if I come in here, right, what's its current storage? 40. If I come into this thing, and I drop a piece of cobble in there, 41. So all of the cobblestone that enters this network is going to be stored in that deep storage unit. Now I'm going to be making more of those, and I'm actually going to be attaching them along a line like this, okay? just moving all of that stuff over. Cool, right? I think so. And I'm probably going to extend one of these lines out this way, or I might move the whole thing upstairs, up above this. I'll do one or the other. I'm not certain quite yet what I'll do. That entire processing system will move over there. So what this will basically let me do is more efficiently store this stuff. Now, if you notice, I've barely used maybe a fourth of all the types, a fourth of all the bytes, a little bit more than that, almost half. And I'm more than half on my types, so I'm going to have to make some more of those off camera. But with this ME system, it shouldn't be too difficult. So, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, we have reached the end of my episode. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next ep. As always, if you enjoyed this, please like, leave a comment, or subscribe. Thank you very much, and as always, happy mining.